What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, I want to show you here with the weekly chart on Bitcoin that maybe we haven't seen the massive capitulation event yet because we haven't seen a massive spike in volume. So better stay tuned because I can explain to you why we could see a very big fall still. And also we're taking a look here at the 4 hourly, maybe the 1 hourly also, to see the most important levels of support and resistance and see if we could see some kind of bounce in the immediate short term. Or are we going to continue this bloodbath? Make sure to stay tuned. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. New to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Daily TA on Bitcoin crypto. Also to live streams to connect with the community. Not financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything that I say. Let's dive in here straight into the chart, guys, because I want to show you with the weekly, and you can jump into any other exchange. Okay, I usually, ones with high liquidity such as Coinbase, Binance. You can clearly see here that these capitulation events, these massive falls, are followed with big volume candles, as you can see right over here on the chart. Let me go through all of them. All right, and also the weekly candles are very big. And what is happening right now with Bitcoin is that we're just having a slowly steady fall on the weekly. We don't have very big weekly candles, and there's no volume, meaning that maybe the capitulation event hasn't even started. And I don't want to bring fear in the market, guys, but this is very true. If this were to be the market cycle top, okay, the 69k, and we were to find a very aggressive drop till we find a bottom, we need a big spike in volume. And I'm going to show you, just going back 3-4 years, the biggest 3 capitulation events. One here in November of 2018, followed by a big spike in volume. We had a massive drop. And, after that, we were starting to go sideways and finding a bottom, as you can see right over here in early 2019. Now, also back in March of 2020, we had a huge big spike of volume. The Black Swan event back in March of 2020, massive big candle here on the weekly, over a 50% correction with a huge spike of volume. This also indicated a local bottom, right? Price did not go sideways. It had a pretty nice jump back. So, these capitulation events with big spikes of volume usually indicate that, you might be having a sideways action. It is a local bottom. You might go down slightly to the downside, but this is usually, in my opinion, when the big whales absolutely, empty their bags, have the massive big sell-off. And, this has a massive cascade event, with all these retail investors also, selling at that, massive drop. Now, I want to show you right over here in May. Remember, the 19th of May was, I think, the worst day, but on that same week also we had a massive capitulation. As you can see, it was a massive drop also. Big weekly candles. Okay, there was 2 big weekly candles right over there, and a massive spike on volume. Now, what is happening right now on BTC is that you're having a steady, okay, downtrend, but with hardly any volume. Now, to stay kind of find a potential local bottom or price exhaustion to the downside, we want to see a capitulation event with very high volume. This was also indicating the bottom, where you were slightly going sideways, some small pumps to $40,000 and slightly dipping below $30,000, right? But you didn't really go much lower than that. So these major 3 capitulation events, all right, clearly indicated the bottom or very close to the bottom. As you can see, every time we had these spikes of volume, it was basically bottoming out. The selling pressure was gone. This is what the whales do. They absolutely empty their bags and then start accumulating. We haven't seen that event yet, guys. Now, all of this selling pressure is very low with volume. We haven't seen the massive drop yet. This doesn't mean it needs to happen, but if it does, then that will potentially be the moment you need to start becoming bullish, all right? Because if you do have that massive big spike of volume here, or of price action to the downside on the weekly with a big massive spike of volume, it is very likely that you are, potentially entering, a potential sideways action for multiple weeks or months. And that will be the moment where you potentially need to start accumulating. You do not need to sell here when there is massive panic and there's a massive spike in volume, because that will potentially be the best moment to start investing back in. Okay, and this could happen in the next coming weeks, it could happen in the next coming months, and it won't happen, but just in case, guys, just in case this scenario happens, you need to get ready, because this is how the market works. This is how the market moves. You got these three examples right over here. Don't be heavily invested right now in crypto, just in case this event happens. You always need to have your dollars on the sidelines just in case this happens, guys. Don't be 100% invested in crypto. In my opinion, I'm not invested 100%. Obviously, I do have my dollars on the sidelines just for these kind of events and to survive, potentially the next couple of years if it's going to be very, 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 very bloody, right? Just wanted to show you this, guys. Stay safe. It could get very, very messy. I have seen this before. I have lived through these last, three massive big capitulation events where you need to survive them. All right, you need to survive them, and as I proved to you here with these last three ones with these massive big spikes, it usually indicates a potential bottom, okay, or very, very close to it, which is the best moment to invest. All right, guys, so stay safe. Let's take a look at the 1 hourly chart here, because there is a possibility, like I said, yesterday we were calling for potentially $32,000, but I was expecting a little bit of a retracement, at least to that 37.5 levels approximately. The retracement was very, very poor. We didn't even hit 36.5. We just had a little candle here to the upside. I was expecting, a potential ABC correction. Then this maybe would have been a great shorting opportunity. We did not have that happening. So we might have it right now, guys, because on the 4 hourly, also on the 1 hourly, we are seeing massive bullish divergence. This doesn't mean that we need to reverse right now. We are seeing the RSI creating higher lows on the 4 hourly, also on the 1 hourly. So it is very, very possible that some kind of relief rally should happen in the next coming days. Also, we need to see the eyes on the S&P 500. Make sure to subscribe. I'll be doing a live stream. We'll be focusing on S&P 500 major levels and also see what could happen to BTC. This doesn't mean that we are going to reverse from here. These bullish divergence, they can absolutely, crush these higher lows on the RSI and continue to the downside. Now, I do have a target here to the downside, which is around about the 32K levels. We did mention this yesterday. Why is it the 32K levels? Because we have a lot of, fib levels, aligning that we should be reaching that range. I just want to show you here with fib extension and Fibonacci retracement, how we could even hit that $32,000. Okay, in the next coming hours maybe, or next day or two. Now, if we take a look at this high to this low to the retracement right there, the Fibonacci extension from the high does take us all the way down to about, $32,000, as you can see here. In this case, it is around about 31.94. It's approximate. Okay, if I adjust it, going to the 1 hourly and going straight to the actual point, it does take you to around about that $32,000. So that is an extension of of an impulse to the downside, a retracement, cool off, and then the next leg down. We could hit that $32,000. If we take a look at the expansion from the low here to the high, this can also take us round about the $32,000, the 2.6, all right? As you can see, the 2.6 is the expansion from this low to the high. All right, this consolidation. Once you break this level, you do have an expansion target. You got the 1.6, 2.6 being a little bit more aggressive after breaking the 1.6. So, you can see also here how you did retrace all the way up here. You got rejected from that 1.6 level. And now potentially we are going to hit 32K range, all right? It might be 31.9, 32.1, but around that level is very, very likely to be hit. It would be very, very nice to see some kind of pump reaction here and then potentially short the market all the way down to those targets, but we do not know if that's going to happen. If it does happen, we will try and react to the market. So we got another fib level over there that indicates that 32,000 is very, very likely. And then we got the negative, which would be the targets, okay, of breaking. If we take the highs from here to the lows right over there. Okay, you know, we've got one target, which is the 0.23. This one's almost reached, 90% of the times once you break a major level after having a consolidation. And you have the 0.618, all right, which would be the $32,000. So you have the negative, you have the expansion, and you have the extension also from this wave. Everything indicating, you know, if I put them all together right over here, it does indicate you from this high to this low, all the way here to the retracement. You can see the one-to-one extension, the negative, and also the expansion from this low to the high right there. You know, you've also got the 2.618, okay, right over here. You've got the three of them at the same line, $32,000. All of them are indicating that, you know, that expansion, that target would be $32,000. So if we do have some kind of retracement, I think, you know, this hasn't ended up yet. We might have that leg down if we do not have it in the next coming hours, guys. I am not in any position. I was waiting for that potential retracement to these levels and, you know, see the reaction for a potential short opportunity. That didn't happen. We continue to the downside. But anyway, we'll be finding some opportunities. Make sure to subscribe. I might be doing a live stream afterwards. Thank you very much, guys. Check out Bitcoinsensus website for the latest news and technical analysis ideas. Totally free information. Link down below. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.